Hey everyone! So this week in writing, we've been talking about some different strategies to help you when you're writing your stories. Today, we're going to make a little chart that's really important throughout the year because it's going to help you know what to do when you come to a word you're not sure about. So my chart here says, writers don't say, and then I have a little person here that's saying, how do you spell? Okay, and there's a line through it, just like if you've seen one of those signs before that has a line through it, that means no. This is saying no, you don't do that. So writers don't say, how do you spell? I'm going to add to my chart here, they try their best. Okay? So let's talk about some different things that you could do if you happen to go, how do you spell? Okay, so some strategies that you could use if you come to a word that you're trying to write and you don't know how to spell it. Number one is the first thing that we talked about doing this week. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. So if I was trying to write frog, I could stretch it out, and I'm going to write it kind of stretched out here. I could write frog. And I wrote it just the way I'd be saying it, frog. I could stretch it out to figure out how to spell frog. Okay, so just like we talked about earlier this week, stretching it out and saying it slow and listening for those sounds to help us figure out how to spell the word. So you could stretch it out if you get to a word you don't know how to spell. Something else you could do. You could try your best and underline it. Underline it and move on. And I say move on because sometimes kids get to words that they don't know how to spell, and instead of writing their story during the whole writing time, they'll just sit there and try to figure out that one word the whole time, and it ends up wasting a lot of your precious writing time that you have. So when you underline it, you've tried your best by stretching it out, and then you underline the word, and I'm going to underline here. When you underline the word and move on, it gives you time to keep writing your story, and you don't spend so much time just trying to figure out that one word. So if I was trying to figure out how to spell shark, shark, but I ended up going, hey, I tried my best, but that doesn't look right. Remember, I could underline it and then keep writing my story. So that's the underline it and move on strategy. Something else I could do if I get to a word that I don't know how to spell, I could use my word wall. Use the word wall. Okay, so in my class, I have a big wall. It's actually on my cabinets, and there are letters on the wall, and then under the letters, I have different words that start with that letter. So like A has and, it has the word a, at, different words like that. So when I say use the word wall, you could look at that wall and listen to the letter that your word starts with. Like if I was trying to spell from, well, from starts with an F, so I would look under the F's and see if I could find from. Now I know you are not in my classroom right now, so you may not know how to use the word wall. Let me show you. You actually have a word wall at your house. 1 second. If you get out your writer's notebook here, your word wall is in the middle. Okay? So you could look in your word wall in your writer's notebook and see if you can find the word that you're looking for. Like if I was trying to spell jump, jump begins with a J, so I would find the J's and then look under J and see if jump is there. Oh, and it actually happens to be the first word. So use your word wall if you come to a word you don't know how to spell, and check there to see if the word is in it. Sometimes the word will not be in your word wall, and that's okay. If you can't find the word on the word wall, you'll use one of the other strategies to help you figure out how to spell it. Okay, so we can stretch it out, we can underline it, we can use the word wall. Something else we can do is look in your picture dictionary. Ooh, I'm going to run out of room. There we go. Look in your picture dictionary. Your picture dictionary is also in your writer's notebook, and it's at the very back. I actually don't have one, and I thought I had one. It must have fallen out. It should be in the very back here, and it's like a booklet, and if you look inside, it's got pictures, and it has how to spell the word that the picture shows. So it may like show an apple, and then under it, it would show you how to spell apple. And I wish that I had mine in here. It must have fallen out though, like I said, but it's a big book that should be in the very back of your writer's notebook. And you could use that to help you find words you don't know how to spell. It's a really, really great resource. So there's another way that you can spell words that, or find how to spell words that you don't know how to spell. Another strategy to use is try it 3 ways. So with the try it 3-way strategy, what you would do is write the word the way you hear it, and you may try it like 3 different times. So say I'm trying to spell girl. Okay, so I could do g, r, girl, g. I know UR says g, earl. I remember IR says too, g, earl. So I've tried spelling girl 3 ways, and what you do here when you use this strategy is you go, oh, that one doesn't look exactly right, neither does this one, I'm going to go with spelling it like that. Okay, so when you try it 3 ways, you just write the word 3 different ways that you think it could be spelled, and then mark out 2 of them and go with the 1 way. That's how you try it 3 different ways. And remember, if you don't like one of these strategies, like you're like, I don't think that would work for me, then don't use that strategy. Try a different one. Okay, another way that you can solve words that you may not know is by asking yourself, do I know another word that sounds the same? Okay, if you ask yourself this question, here's what it means. So if I'm trying to spell the word fig, okay, fig. If I'm using this strategy of thinking of a word that I know how to spell that sounds the same as fig, I could go, oh, well, I know pig is P-I-G, pig. And pig sounds a lot like fig. Pig, fig. So if pig is P-I-G, what's different in pig and fig? Pig and egg. All that's different is the P sound. So if pig is spelled like this, fig must just be pig without the P. So that's how you do I know another word that sounds the same? It could be the same as if I was trying to spell fog and I already know how to spell dog. Well, I know dog is D-O-G. So if I'm trying to spell fog, dog, fog. All that's different is the D and the F. So if I know dog is D-O-G, then fog must be F-O-G. So when you use this strategy, you think of a word that sounds the same as the word that you're trying to spell, if you already know how to spell the word you think of, and then you're figuring out what's different and using that strategy to help you spell the word correctly. Okay? Another strategy. There are so many strategies for you to figure out words you don't know how to spell. That's why we say, writers don't say, how do you spell? Because you should be trying all of these different things first. Okay, another way that you can solve words that you're not sure how to spell. Clap it out. And here's what we mean by clap it out. You're going to clap out the syllables of the word. So if I'm trying to spell the word kitten, I could go kitten, kitten. And then after I clap it out, I can spell each part of the word. And then once it's put together, it should be spelled correctly or close to correctly. So if I spell kitten, I hear kit-ten. Kit. Okay, so kit. It. Kit. And then tin. T. Kitten. Kitten, okay? So let me use a different color here. I clapped out kitten, and I had 2 word parts in kitten, 2 syllables. And then I spelled kit, and then I spelled tin, and I got kitten. I may be trying to clap out, what's another word I could clap out? Pumpkin, 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 pump. So I hear pump, and then I hear kin. Pump, pumpkin. So if I had clapped this word out, I would hear pump, and then I heard kin. And when I put those together, it spells pumpkin. So clapping it out is just separating the word into parts and then spelling each part and putting them together. That won't work on all words because all words aren't multi-syllable words. They don't have more than 1 word part. Like dog just is a 1-syllable word, so I couldn't clap dog out really. I would need to use a different strategy to solve it. Clap it out is usually for words that are a little bit longer. Okay, so finally, if you have gotten to a word you don't know and you have stretched out the word, you have used your word wall, you've looked in your picture dictionary, you have tried the word 3 ways and you still can't figure it out. You can't think of another word that sounds the same as the word you're trying to spell, and you can't clap it out maybe because it's not more than 1 syllable, or you've clapped it out and you're still not sure. You, first of all, should underline it and move on, but after that, when you've done everything you know to do, then ask a friend. You can say, hey, I'm trying to spell pumpkin, and I don't know how to spell it. Do you know how to spell pumpkin? And your friend could either say, yeah, let me show you how to spell that, or no, I don't know how to spell it. So you can ask a friend after you have tried all of these different ways to spell the word and you're still not sure. So mainly, the main point of today's lesson is writers don't say, how do you spell? I don't know. They don't waste time doing that. They try a strategy and they do the best they can and they move on. And that's what I want you to do. Try the best you can when you're spelling. Try it looking in your word wall, or try looking in your picture dictionary. Try to stretch out the word. You're just going to try your best and then move on to the rest of your story. So remember to always try your best when you're spelling. Use these different strategies, and then that's all that you can do. I'll be so happy if I see that you're trying your best and looking in these different places. This is called using your resources. When you try different things, you look in different places for words. That's what good writers do. All right, today you're going to do the same thing that you've been doing all week, where you are writing a story and showing that you're using these strategies and then sharing your story in a video. I want you to be reading your story to me and maybe even talking about how, well, I got to this word and this is what I did. But share your story with me, because authors share their story when they're done. So I can't wait to hear your story that you write today. You may be still working on a story from yesterday, or you may be starting a new one today. Whatever you're doing, make sure that you are not going, how do you spell? You are trying the best you can and you're moving on.